Some men fight with their fists, some with silence. But he fought with words. From the broken homes of Detroit to the biggest stages in the world, one man turned pain into poetry, rage into rhythm. He was a mirror for millions, a symbol of defiance, and a storm that never stopped. This is the story of Marshall Mathers, the man who became Eminem, and the storm that lived inside his words. (1972), St. Joseph, Missouri. A young woman, barely surviving herself, gave birth to a boy, Marshall Bruce Mathers III. His father vanished before his first birthday. His mother, Debbie, battled poverty, addiction, and instability. They moved constantly from Kansas City to Detroit trailer parks, basements, welfare motels. No home lasted long enough to be called home. At school, he was the new kid always. Quiet, skinny, easy to bully. He found refuge not in people, but in words. Rhymes became his armor. Language, his only weapon. If there was one light in his young life, it was Ronnie Polkinghorne, his uncle. Ronnie introduced him to rap, Run DMC, LL Cool J, Public Enemy, Beastie Boys. For the first time, Marshall saw a world where words could fight back. He started scribbling lyrics on napkins, notebooks, even walls. Ronnie was his hero, the only person who saw his worth. Then, tragedy struck. Ronnie took his own life. Eminem was never the same again. The grief became permanent, a shadow in every lyric, a ghost in every album. I never said goodbye, he once whispered. So I started writing instead. Detroit was a city built on grit. And Marshall had plenty of it. He was a white kid in a black art form. Every mic he touched, he was booed. Every show, someone told him, "You don't belong here." But he stayed. He learned to battle, to weaponize words. At open mics and lunchroom battles, he transformed from shy kid to verbal assassin. Every verse was a punch, every rhyme a defense. He called himself MM, a name that would soon become a legend. In those basements and smoky clubs, the myth of Eminem was born. 1996 Infinite. His first album. Lyrical, thoughtful, and completely ignored. Critics said he was copying Nas and AZ. Record stores refused to stock it. It sold less than 1,000 copies. He was broke, depressed, and desperate. He had a newborn daughter, Haley Jade, and no way to provide for her. He thought about giving up. But instead, he created something darker. A version of himself that didn't care, didn't feel, didn't flinch. Slim Shady, born from failure. The villain, the world didn't know it needed. He recorded the Slim Shady EP and sent it to rap contests. One tape landed on the desk of a legend, Dr. Dre. Dre listened once and said, "Find this kid." Now, when they met, the chemistry was instant. Their first single, My Name Is, exploded. In a world that had never seen anyone like him, Eminem was electric, funny, violent, honest, genius. The Slim Shady LP dropped in 1999. He won a Grammy. But fame didn't calm him, it fed the fire. He said, "Slim Shady is every voice in my head, and none of them shut up." In Detroit he had a brother Proof. They met long before fame, battling in underground clubs. Proof believed in him when no one else did. He pushed Eminem to go harder, write sharper, fight smarter. Together, they built D12-6 rappers, one mission: put Detroit on the map. But fame divides as much as it elevates. When Proof was shot and killed in 2006, Eminem collapsed. He disappeared from the spotlight, stopped recording, stopped living. Proof wasn't just a friend, he was his anchor. Without him, the storm went silent. Kimberly and Scott, the only woman who could both love and destroy him. They met as teenagers, broke up, reunited, fought, loved again, and tore each other apart. Their chaos became his therapy. He turned heartbreak into anthems. Kim. 97 Bonnie and Clyde. Every verse was raw. Not fiction, but confession. He wasn't glorifying violence. He was purging it. The only way he knew how to survive. In the center of all that madness, one person kept him grounded. Haley Jade. His daughter became his light, his motivation, his redemption. She wasn't just a muse, she was his salvation. Mockingbird. Haley's song. When I'm gone. Each line whispered the same truth. Everything I've done was for you. After the Eminem show and 8 Mile, Eminem reached a level no rapper had ever touched. Oscar, Grammys, Billboard dominance. But fame is a poison that tastes like success. He was exhausted, constant tours, lawsuits, tabloids. He turned to sleeping pills, painkillers, anything to stop the noise. At his lowest, he overdosed. For 40 seconds, his heart stopped. When he woke up in the hospital, he said, "I should be dead. So if I'm alive, there has to be a reason." That reason became his music again. Relapse, 2009. Dark, twisted, haunting. He faced his demons, but still hid behind satire. Then came Recovery, 2010. No masks. No alter egos. Just Marshall Mathers, raw, vulnerable, human. Not Afraid was not just a comeback song. It was a manifesto. I'm not afraid to take a stand. He wasn't rapping anymore. He was testifying. The Marshall Mathers LP 2. A return to roots and reckoning. He paid tribute to his past, mocked his own fame, and still showed that no one, absolutely no one, could touch his pen. Then came Revival, 2017. Critics called it a flop. He responded the only way he knew how, Kamikaze. An album so brutal, it reignited his legend. And then Music to be Murdered by. A masterclass in lyrical precision. He didn't chase trends. He outlasted them. From poverty to platinum. From overdoses to overcomebacks. Eminem became more than an artist. He became a blueprint. He proved that pain could be power, that honesty could be weaponized, and that words could save lives. He never needed approval. He needed purpose. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. That wasn't a lyric. That was prophecy. Because Eminem didn't just make music, he rewrote survival. His story isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. He fell. He broke, he healed. And he kept writing. Because even now, when the mic goes silent, his voice still echoes. Look, if you had one shot, one opportunity, to seize everything you ever wanted, would you capture it, or just let it slip? He didn't just rap about life. He fought it, and he won.